of HeyArcher here on the HeyArcher channel. First ever in-person guest on this show. Funny man, Guerby. No, funny name. I keep fucking that up.
It's fine. Funny name. Guerby is the Instagram.
Yeah.
Guerby is my name. It is funny. It's a funny name, so there you go.
Thank you for being the very first guest I've ever had here in the basement. Not creepy at all in the basement.
Not creepy enough for me, honestly. My car is more creepy than this. I'm gonna be very honest. I carry duct tape and a shovel in my car because it could snow any moment. You never know when you're gonna be prepared. And let's be honest, you never know when you're gonna be able to do a kidnapping. Okay, that's a joke. Over the line, but. I keep duct tape. I don't know why. I really don't know why I have the duct tape in my car.
Well, because you can. Anymore. Do you ever see there was that show? God, was it Megas XD? Megas. All right. The show was this like kid finds a giant robot like a Gundam,
right?
And he takes his Mustang and straps it to the top as like the cockpit.
Oh, I forgot about that show.
It was like Megas.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was a cool show.
That was a cool show.
Yeah.
So on that show, in one of the episodes, the like nuclear reactor that was in the suit, like cracked, and the suit was about to explode.
Right.
And they were getting like beat by some monster.
Right.
And then he goes downstairs. He comes back out, and then all of a sudden the suit's good. Right. And they win. Right. And his friend's like, "Dude, how'd you fix that? Like, there's a nuclear reactor about to explode." Right. And he was like, "Duct tape."
I think I saw that episode. Yeah.
So you're just ready for anything.
Really? Does battery count? Like, just in case my battery start leaking, I have duct tape in there for that reason. I don't know. It was very strange. I didn't even think it was weird until I was giving somebody a ride. They were like, "Why do you have duct tape in here?" And I was like, "Oh yeah. I work construction. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's kind of freaky. I hide it now, so it's definitely not. You can't see it, but it's definitely there. It's in the car.
So anytime I get in the car, I just need to know that at all times.
I won't tell. I don't remember to tell people anymore that there's duct tape in here. But now all your fans and everyone that's watching this will know that is the case. Unfortunately, or fortunately, who knows?
Well, speaking of fortunately. You actually want to promote some of your friends.
Yes.
And kind of talk about like comedy and stuff today.
Yes. So your audience is called the Nerds.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So Nerds, I don't know you guys care about comedy that much, but I wanted to promote this real quick because this is an awesome piece of work. Great production, really good quality. But last night I went to Rob Crean's album release showcase. Party, get together. I don't know what to call it, but it was tremendous. I went and got. It doesn't matter the code. I already used it, so you can't use this anyway. So it's safe. But it's on here. It has 29 tracks. Hilarious, extraordinarily funny, well written. It's really creative. Some stuff I hadn't heard before from Rob, which was great, and it's just really good, man. It's called Sadly Sackerton. Am I saying that correctly, by the way? Just to make sure.
I'm the worst at this.
Oh, no.
Sadly Sackerton.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sadly Sackerton. Get it. It came out yesterday on February 28th. I think you could get it on www.deadandmellow.com/DL. I think you could get it on there. It's in the artist section. Just click on Rob Crean. I think you could get the thing, the audio there. Download the audio there. It might be on Apple Music. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I think that's the most sure way is the website. So the www.deadandmellow.com/DL.
See, that's some real friend stuff right there. Like you're promoting your friend,
right? That
probably didn't even ask you to do it.
Oh,
maybe he gave you $5. I'm not sure.
No.
You just
for free.
Yeah.
No, I just like Rob. I learned a lot of things about Rob yesterday. Like when he started, he's been doing it for 15 years, things like that. And then I'm not gonna say anything that's on the album, but it's some really like heavy stuff, but it's hilarious. And it's just like when I'm listening to it, I'm like, wow, you know what? I should tell people I enjoyed this, And so the first opportunity I got, other than putting it on Facebook, I decided that, hey, I'm coming here, I might as well promote it. And it's fantastic. Sadly, Sackerton by Rob Crean. Get it. It's hilarious. and I enjoyed myself. I was laughing the whole way through, yeah, he's really good, man. He's really great. It's really awesome, and he makes great pumpkin spice cider.
Huh.
I had that last night for the first time.
I don't know if I've ever heard of pumpkin spice cider.
Yes, it's real and it's delicious. Well, the way Rob makes it.
Hard cider?
Hard, I don't know.
Like alcohol?
There is alcohol, but not enough for it to do anything to you, I think. It's almost non-existent at the point. Once the boiling water, it was really good. But
so you'll die of like diabetes first before alcohol overdose?
Yeah, type 2 for sure.
Got it.
So, definitely, yeah. But you won't, no. The cider, you won't get drunk or anything. I still drove. Can I say it? No. Anyway, I drove, and it was cool. It was fine.
He was dead sober when he drove yesterday.
Dead sober.
Yeah.
Dead sober. I don't know how I'm alive today. Second piece of work I want to promote, another buddy of mine.
That's pretty funny when we say that. Like you called them a piece of work.
Yeah. Well, that's what these albums are. They're pieces of work, masterful work and things like that. And Zenobia Del Mar, she has a album coming out.
Say it again, just in the mic.
Zenobia Del Mar is her name. Her album is called Reckless with the Truth. It's coming out on March 12th. That's on a Wednesday, just in case. And yeah, it's great. It's great. And she's going to have an album release show. Also, I went to the album recording. It was great. She's fantastic, hilarious. She's been doing comedy for almost a decade, close to a decade. And yeah, she's really awesome. Comic and fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. So I just wanted to promote those two things. Yeah. So go check those out, nerds. All right. Okay. So that was the boring part. All right. So we could move on to the next piece.
I don't count it. So I mean, you're a performer, so you already you know what it's like to be grinding. If you're out there grinding.
Yeah.
I always feel cheesy when I say out there grinding. Like I feel like that's what
grinding.
That's the real grinding.
I can't do the real beat.
Yeah.
I'm actually scared to do it on the internet because of the backlash I may face for getting the beat wrong.
And you'd also might get me like a copyright strike because
even if I start doing it on the table,
they'd be like, oh, obviously that's the real person because I'm saying you're that skilled.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you believe in me a lot more than I believe in myself. I appreciate that about you.
Well, so that was the point I was going to make. I was like, it's when you're out there like promoting whatever you're doing or whatever, it's hard to get people to like actually promote you too.
Yes.
So like the fact that you're doing it just unpromptly.
But the thing is, like, you got to support the scene that you're in. Like, that's really important to me. I don't see. This is the thing that's very strange about me that I don't think people understand. I don't take myself seriously, like, at all. But I take comedy seriously, and learning about it and how to get better at it. And these two pieces of work that they put out. And they worked hard on for years before they put out. It's like it takes a lot of time, and I feel like although these are not my closest friends, Rob and Zenobia, I still feel like.
Wait, do they know this, that they're not your closest friends?
Do they know this?
Because this might be awkward for them now.
We're cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll consider them. Yeah, we're cool. I like Rob. I like Zenobia. But like, we don't hang out every day or something like that.
Gotcha.
They're not like that type of friends. But yeah, we're cordial when we see each other. But the point is, I still respect them. I respect their craft and respect the work they put into stand up. So it's more of I'm shouting them out out of respect for the time they put in. Robin's doing it for 15 years. Zenobia a decade. And so for me, it's just more like a respect thing more than anything else. Other than being like, oh, these are my friends, I'm going to promote my friends. I don't really want to do that, I just want to promote what I consider quality. And anyone else I didn't mention, I probably just don't like you. I'm joking. That's not true. I bought the album. I listened to it. I went to the recording for Zenobia. So there it is.
That was a live recording.
Yes, I was there physically for that. So that's part of the reason why I'm promoting it and things like that. And when other people have other things coming out, I'll probably be promoting it then too. By the way, watch the Kings podcast. It's tremendous. My buddy's Irish, charismatic, Anani and Dom. That's the crew over there, and they're doing great work. And so continue to support them if you're not already, nerds. It's more about relationships, things you guys are not really used to. I don't know what nerds are like currently these days in terms of relationships, but if you are not into relationships, watch that show. It's really nice. And it's good. It's funny. It's hilarious, too. That's the biggest thing. But they do give, at times, sound advice. No, I'm sorry. They give great advice. And they have fun conversations. So, yeah, check that out, too, by the way.
So I started Swipe and Chill.
Okay. I don't know what that is. What is that?
I've only made 2 episodes, like a series on this channel.
Okay.
For like dating type stuff.
Okay.
But without having like someone to bounce off of,
right.
or like tons of submissions,
right?
It's tough to not just give my own take out of nowhere almost.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm thinking it might be more of a monthly thing.
Okay.
All the time.
Then all the time. Okay.
But for you listeners who happen to like Swipe and Chill, think of my show as like you're rated like PG-13. The Kings would be like you're rated R.
Yeah. MA.
I would say probably actually MA.
Yeah, it's vulgar. No, I'm joking. It's just they don't hold back.
It can't exactly.
No holds barred. They're very honest about everything that they talk about on that show. So I don't. It's not for the faint of heart for sure.
Definitely.
And they get to real down and dirty of the things that they talk about in terms of relationship. Relationships are very this is not the way we want to go. I just mentioned this.
I mean, we can go wherever you want.
This is true. Yeah. By the way, this is why you're awesome. Relationships are very complicated and messy things already. Like I was just talking to a coworker today about this. That life is just organized chaos, and you try to bring as much structure to life as much as possible, but it's mostly chaos. And I love that because that means it's different. It changes all the time. And then we try to wrestle with life and then try to make it conform to make us comfortable, but it's not really possible. And so relationships are the same way. You're dealing with 2 crazy people coming together to not drive each other crazy enough to either kill each other off or most people just break up like normally, but every now and again there's a couple crazies. But so relationships are like that. So yeah, it's not your opinion, other people's opinion about relationships. It's all relative. It's all valid because it's your experience, Yeah. And so I will tell you to, don't worry about sharing your experience or what you think about things, But because it is what it is. Some of us are good at talking with women. Some of us are not so good. But you don't need to be good to get women, and you don't need to be, just because you're great at it doesn't mean you can get women either. So it's just all that too.
And it's a matter of like what quality you're even getting.
Right. And it's
quality, quantity, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because there's girls that are very hot that weren't hot in high school. So they look hot, but then they're very normal in terms of their personality because they were treated like an ugly person at one point. Those are the best girls, okay? those are the ones you should aim for. The ugly ducklings that have sprouted their wings now. Those are the ones you want to go after. They seem to be the most well-balanced. No, I'm saying you girls have always been beautiful. It's cool, whatever. But you guys are very annoying. And
it's so 1997.
Nah, it's just like you live in a glass house or I think they say fishbowl. People have always treated you differently because you are very beautiful and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily your fault. You were just born. You won the genetic lottery. But at the same time, relax. It's cool.
Just chill out.
Yeah, just let people enjoy your beauty, and that's pretty much it. All right, I'm done with that. This is not a relationship advice show, but I wanted to talk about a couple more things.
Yeah,
if you let me.
What do you got?
One thing I want to talk about this rubber band that cost about maybe 2 cents. I have a relationship. I'm not gonna tell his name, but I have a mentor. He's my coworker. I have a joke about him being 67. He's not even 67. He's like 62 or something like that. But you understand.
Well, where can they see this joke?
This joke it's not out on anything yet. It's currently, you have to come out to see me.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
okay,
see? Yeah,
okay. So if you want to come see me, hear this joke about my 67, who's actually 62-year-old coworker. I'll be at the Comedy Studio in Somerville on March 1st, Sunday night. I think 8 p.m. show, 8 p.m. slot. And then if anyone that's somehow a nerd that lives down in Connecticut, I'm gonna be in Connecticut next Friday at don't remember the name. All right. That's great.
I think that officially puts you in our nerd category.
Yeah, that feels awesome.
That's something that we definitely would do.
Yeah. That's wow. I didn't even have it prepared. Okay, hold on. So what we'll do is we'll stop slowing down the podcast, and then I'm going to just ignore this and then talk about something else until I find, okay, I'm going to the wrong places. And then I'll talk about where I'm. Just right now, just focus on March 1st, Comedy Studio, 8 p.m. At the Variety Bar. That's where you need to go right now. But
so that actually, so by the time, so for those of you listening and watching, right now it's Saturday night. Yes. The 29th, leap year.
Yeah, leap year, baby.
Happy final day of Black History Month.
Black History Month.
We did so good this last year. They gave us a whole extra day. It's really nice.
It's nice. Oh, we behaved.
Yeah.
So we got rewarded an extra day.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But I'll release this Sunday, or maybe tonight into Sunday. So technically, as you're listening, if you're in the Boston area, tonight, Sunday night, Somerville.
Yeah, come out. Yeah, come out tonight. Come out tonight. It's gonna be fun. A fun fact. I think somebody said her math might be wrong. I'm not sure. So don't blame me. It's not my fault. But she said an 84-year-old person just turned 21 this year.
How's that?
Because of the leap year.
Really?
Yeah. If your birthday's on the 29th, you're officially 21. If you're 84 years old, that's what she said. I'm not a math person, so
yeah, I'm not.
So I'm not even gonna try to rectify that. I think she did her research properly, I guess. But yeah, she's dumb if that's wrong. Okay, cool. All right, moving forward.
Wait, but we were on the rubber band.
Back to the that's what I was gonna go back to. Moving forward, I'll get to that later. My internet's slow. Data plan sucks. Okay, so this rubber band was given to me by this coworker.
I'll put you on the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Oh, yeah, cool. That would be cool.
Well,
yeah,
you could get to the Wi-Fi setting.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that while I tell this story. All right, so he gave this to me, right? Because I have a tendency, and this is what I was saying earlier. People, I don't know how I'm perceived in the scene of Boston or not. I'm not really sure. Maybe some people do have a feel that I think I'm like the ish or something like that, or I think highly of myself, which I don't, by the way. And he'll be mad at me for even saying that part. But the thing is that he told me whenever I doubt myself, I pull it as far back as I can and let it snap to remind me that all I lack is experience, He believes I have talent and all this other stuff, But that's just his belief. I have a lot of respect for the craft. I think it's going to take years before I develop into something that could be potentially special. I think I have moments, at random parts of shows and things like that. And yeah, and people like some of the things that I do and some of my jokes, from what they've told me. But I don't think I'm anything. I know I'm not there yet. I'm just haven't arrived. I just got to work. All I want to do is put the work in right now. I don't care if you think I'm good, not good. You think I'm this, I'm that. I already know the way I feel, how I evaluate myself. I'm nowhere near what you think I am. And I know that. It's a lot of work. So this is just a reminder to just whenever I'm doubting myself and say, like, he don't want me to say that I suck. Don't tell myself that I suck. So whenever I am like, oh, I'm not good enough, snap.
It's like slapping yourself on the wrist.
Right, and it's a physical representation of not doubting myself, essentially.
So that brings up an interesting thought that I always have. And you mentioned it earlier. You're talking about, like, being professional at whatever. Right. So, like, right now, like, my setup here, like the computer and the soundboard and all these other things, like, all of this came from the thought process of, like, what is a professional, right?
Okay.
So the thing I always, like, if you watch the news,
right,
and all of a sudden, such and such person is the resident expert on international affairs for Saudi Arabia. Right. Just a random thing.
Right.
So it's like, all right, that person's professional. I view them as a professional. Therefore, they are there and I'm here.
Right.
So I was thinking some months back, I'm like, what makes that person a professional, me not a professional? Is it just because you get paid to do it?
Okay.
Or is, like, what is that determining factor?
What is that? Yeah.
So to me, my whole, like, kind of, I don't want to say mantra, but this thing I've been doing is you could be a professional at whatever you want. Right. Like, because who is to tell you that you're not? Yeah. Now, whether you give, if you're giving information, right, that's where you could be like, this person's not a good resource for information because they're not, giving the proper one all the time. Right. But who's to say that you're not professional at whatever? Yeah. Like, you've been doing comedy for over a year. Over a year now. So, like, why are you not a professional at that? You know how to write jokes, right?
Yeah.
Well, You've gone on stage and told jokes.
Yeah, and
that were scripted.
Yeah, that got laughs.
That you practiced.
Like that. Yeah, I've practiced, rehearsed a lot. Yes, this is true. I understand what you're saying, and there's a difference. Like I remember my first interaction talking to a guy who's like 20 plus years in. When I told him, I think at the time I was like 3 months in, maybe 4 months in. He was like, "Oh, you're not even a baby. You're like you're just an embryo. You're just a fetus right now." So it's just like, are we all? Am I a comic? Yes, technically, because I get on stage and every now and again I get paid to do it. I get paid for my services, and so in that sense, yeah, I am a professional. I wouldn't call myself a professional comic. I would say I am a comic, but I wouldn't call me a professional comic. I think I'm speaking out of turn here, and I don't like talking about stuff like this because I'm not sure. But to me, in my opinion, strictly my opinion, a professional comic is that a person that their livelihood is based on comedy. You know, that's how they pay the mortgage. That's how they get from here to there. Things like that. Your travels get paid through comedy. You support yourself through comedy. I think that's a professional comic.
But is there a difference between being a professional and just being successful? I
think, yes. I think that success is how you measure it, right? Because some people success is whatever you have a goal and you reach it. To me, that's what success is for me. So if your goal is to get a laugh at a mic, and you're getting laughs at mics now, you're successful at that. If your goal is to become a headliner, yeah, that's gonna take a while, you know. So you're not gonna be a success until you actually achieve that goal. As an example, you know. So to me, it's just based on the goal, whatever you're trying to achieve. Because I don't believe that you need to have 1,000 credits doing comedy for 1,500 years and all this other stuff to be successful. And you don't need to be Kevin Hart either, type of level of success. Right. Or Jerry Seinfeld type of level of success, who's almost damn near a billionaire. I don't think that's what it means. For me, success for me, is that exactly how I explained, comedy supports my lifestyle, and that's the main way I make my money, and I get to travel and do comedy, hopefully become a headliner. That's the goal anyway. And then do it and just become that way. In terms of profile or how famous and things like that, I don't really. Unfortunately, that's not true, because there's a lot of super funny guys who are not that incredibly famous. So,
right.
So that's achievable to get really funny without being uber duper super famous. So, and that's pretty much my goal, really. Ultimately, is the end. But when that's gonna happen, I can't put a timer on it. My instructor Dan Crone, he told me don't put time on anything because you never know when it's going to happen.
Right.
I could become what I just described in 5 years. I could become that in 30 years. I could become that in 40 years. Who knows? We'll see how the cookie crumbles. All I know is I'm not going to stop doing stand-up. I almost wanted to do like a joke and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm announcing that I'm quitting stand-up," but I don't have the guts to even try to play around with that. The goal is to keep doing it forever.
Well, I mean, that's so I think. I was listening to
I think I did answer your question about the professional thing, not professional, right?
Well, yeah, because your success could really be fame,
yes,
right? But professional just means I can sustain myself on it.
Yeah. That's
the thing that I had issue with, I remember it was Joe Rogan, I think, and maybe Brendan Schaub was on there, or it was somebody in that group, right? Whatever show it was in that circle,
right.
And somebody was knocking the next person because they're like, you can't say that you're a veteran comedic or comedian or whatever, or you can't say that you're successful or whatever because you've only been doing it for so many years or doing whatever.
Oh, okay.
Which I know that you kind of have a similar vibe on.
I do agree with that.
But I'll get to it in a second. Yeah. The issue I had was sometimes I think. In life, right? Mm-hmm. We always deal in a class system type thing,
right?
So even in school, the seniors are over the freshmen, you know. Right. So a lot of times when it comes to things like comedy or anything,
it's about tenure. Yeah,
it's a lot of people get pushed down because they're like, you don't have the tenure,
right?
And to me, I struggle with that because I'm like, again, I'm always like, well, who are you to say that I can't do or can't be whoever?
Okay.
So I understand it, right? So backstory on me. I was in the Merchant Marines at one point.
Oh, wow.
And that was just a license to work on boats, work on ships.
Right.
So kids out of my college, because that's what we were when we graduated, you were a kid, would graduate with a license that sometimes it would take grown adults 10, 20, 30 years. Some would never get it.
Wow.
To achieve this license.
Right.
We got it in 4 because you went to school and you studied just for that.
Yeah.
So what happens is the kids graduate, they walk on a boat, and they're like, I'm a mate, right? You work for me. Right. And the person's like, well, I've been a deckhand for 20 years. I know all of this way more than you do. Right. You just got here. Right. So that's where I used to be like, all right, yeah, I get the whole concept.
Tenure thing, yeah.
But when it's something that isn't completely tangible,
yes, like
that's
comedy,
where I'm like, if anything, we should encourage.
Okay.
Now, if somebody's being cocky,
right,
and like, hey, by the way, Guerby, I'm the best comedian in Boston right now,
right.
And you're like, all right, Archer, that's funny. You say that,
right?
And I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm better. That's what I'm like.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
But I just struggle sometimes with, because like you've been doing it a year.
Right.
To me, you are a professional because you've been doing it more than I have.
Okay.
But at the same time, like I doubt you'd be like, well, Steve, you can't call yourself a comic because you haven't done 50 sets. I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Just by definition, if you stand in front of people, you tell jokes. I think that's all a comic is.
Right.
So that whatever that's not. But I think the conversation, like I just had this conversation recently, it's between success and skill, right? On a professional level and on a successful level, you can become successful in no time in terms of getting exposure. So I think the argument's between success versus skill. My archaic way of thinking is that I want the skill first, and then the money and the success will come afterwards once I have the skill. Because I really believe that, yes, can you develop both at the same time? Yes. And there's examples of people who got success very quickly, but didn't have quite the skill, but eventually, like Bo Denham, for example, blew up very quickly on YouTube.
Really?
But yeah, like 2 years in, he was already, people loved him. He had millions of followers and things like that. And he was known like almost overnight, almost it seems like. But now he's been doing comedy for over 12 years now, and now he's a vet. And so like it happens differently for different people. But my mentality is that I just want the skill. So on the skill aspect, I think on the skill level, this is where the professionalism versus are you successful, I think it changes. Like I'm not skillful enough to put out an album, right? Because I don't have the time to do an album, for example, and it just doesn't make any sense. I just lack the skill to do that yet. Versus success, like if I was chasing success, I would just mostly do videos. I wouldn't be getting on stage every night trying to work on my craft. I was just trying to get a million go viral as much as often as possible. And so I think that's really the professional thing is, I think for me, professional, if you're a professional comic, you have skill to back the success.
So when do you know that you're ready? Like when do you know that like the skill has been
refined
or learned?
Well, I'm not gonna answer this question because I have no idea. To be honest with you, who knows when it's gonna click for me, or when it's gonna become like that. I can't really put a time on it. But I'll quote Jerry Seinfeld. He told a comic, when you're 5 years in, you're 5 years old in comedy. You're a 5-year-old, and then when you're 10 years in, you're a 10-year-old in comedy. So you're not an adult until you're 18 years into, you know what I'm saying? Like 21, now you could drink and things like that. So I think it's going to, for me, it's probably going to start becoming that around then, is for me.
I think
it can happen sooner in terms of the skill, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not a predictor of the future, or I can't.
I think the true moment for anybody is that moment when you kind of like, you might like look around, or maybe you wake up, like maybe you're somewhere, and you're just like, oh, damn, like, I'm currently paid to be here right now.
Okay.
Or I'm currently doing like my 30th headlining set.
Right.
And that's when it's like, like maybe
I'm a professional.
Maybe I actually made it and I didn't even realize it.
Interesting. I'm really trying to enjoy the moment right now, because at some point, this is the thing, like comedy is like, I'm an open micer. That's what I am. And currently which
again, I still think I respect like more than a lot of you guys realize.
Okay. But I'm just in reality. I'm like the bottom of the bottom of the bottom in terms of like
the hierarchy.
Hierarchy in terms of comedy in the Boston scene or in general in the planet. That to climb out of that is gonna take a lot of time and effort and just work, right? In terms of the skill level, just the skill level. I'm not. It's strange. Because I understand what you're saying. I get that, and
because I always think like my big thing like this like last year into this year has been like make your own lane.
Yes.
Right. So like I did like a shitty unboxing video this week of the new Chuck Taylors that I got.
Oh, cool.
Which you guys should watch that video, by the way. And I'm gonna do another video with me wearing them because people have been commenting like.
Where
you showed them, but you didn't show like them on your feet to see what they look like.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll have to do that. I'm learning.
That's kind of strange. We've seen Chuck Taylors on feet before. I don't really understand.
Did you not see these Chuck Taylors?
No, I seen the Chuck Taylors, but the problem is why people need to see them on.
Oh, they want to see like how it looks in actual usage.
But we've seen Chuck Taylors on feet,
but not those.
Okay.
Not the shiny ones.
Okay. All right. If you okay, all right.
I mean, I didn't write the rules.
I understand what you're saying. It's just a little like what, like you know, Chuck Taylors go on feet. You've seen other Chuck Taylors on feet before. There's no really big difference. But I guess the significance is that this is a different pair that people haven't seen before.
Well, I think too when people look for unboxing videos, they want to see whatever you're unboxing like in use.
Okay, all right.
Which is tough in this case because I feel like for sneakers, if they're like some big pair of sneakers. Generally, you don't want to wear them.
You don't want to wear them. No, you don't.
But in this case, people were asking.
All right, well, this is your world. I don't know about this world of the internets and the nerds wanting you to wear these Chuck Taylors. So I'm just going to concede to the point that you should wear these Chuck Taylors.
Well, but that brings me to a point of the my whole thing last year into this year was make your own lane. Right. So it's like, you know, I could say I want to do a podcast. Right. And then I'm like, I made a video one time. Should you do a podcast with friends?
Interesting.
And my thing was not as your primary podcast. Like, if you want a podcast, you podcast. Wow. And then if you want your friends involved, that's the side thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Because you can't ever, I don't think you should ever have to do something that you rely on somebody else to do.
Right.
So, you know, and I was like, all right, I'm going to make a podcast.
Okay.
My first episode was with this shitty mic.
Right.
I held in my hand. Right. Staring at my phone.
Right.
And like, I was like, all right, that's what I have now.
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm going to make my own lane that I can make my own podcast. Right. Talk about whatever I want to. Right. And then eventually I have a studio or whatever.
Right. Which is nice.
And you know, just little by little, like build it up.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is like, make your own lane. Right. Like if you want to be a headlining comic or whatever, like you could like, I don't know, tell some bar like, hey, I'll bring 5 people in, and I don't know, like,
I know I see what you're saying now. Okay, I see what you're saying.
But it's almost like I feel like we should all strive to like make your own opportunity,
right.
Like build your own baseball field instead of being like, I need to like get the approval of that one.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Which is, I know that's going to be harder when you require an audience for comedy generally.
Yeah, comedy. Okay, so comedy in general is subjective. It's a subjective medium, and some people I find hilarious. Some other people say not that funny, and then some people I don't think are not that funny. Other people find super funny. But there is levels to this for sure, no question. And it does take a long time to develop that skill to be able to crush, aka kill, and things like that. And I can't disagree with what you're saying because that's very true. I could become technically a headliner if I just set up a show and I just close out the show myself.
Oh yeah.
But am I really a headliner? No. To me, a headliner. This is just me. I'm not sure. It could happen around 8 to 10 years, from what I've heard, and. Usually a headliner is the best comic on the lineup and can close out a show.
Right.
The hardest spots, I think, in most shows is the beginning, is taking bullet or AKA the host because warming up the crowd. because whatever they were doing before they got to the show, eating whatever they're doing, and then closing it out. Now they're tired and exhausted, ready to go home. Can you bring the show and close it out and still get, people will have a good time? So it takes a large amount of skill to be able to do something like that. And so although I agree with you saying, creating your own opportunity to say I headline, but it's not true headlining until you go after 2 or 3 people, maybe, which is the host, the opener, and the feature, right? Usually the way it goes, and then the headliner, and still be able to bring killer material and make people enjoy the show, for an hour and a half.
I didn't even know that you had those, like...
See, and so
I like
that's
that.
Yeah. So that's the way.
This whole thing then.
Yeah,
that's the nerdy part of comedy.
Yeah. You gotta. It's almost like you gotta prove you can do this in comedy, and although people could run their own shows and headline their own stuff and do all that, but until you go after a guy that is known around the city as being a killer, like a feature or opener or something like that, or even the host sometimes, and people will remember your set more than theirs. I don't think you're, in my opinion, a true headliner yet. But like I said, I've heard people were headlining 3 years in, 4 years into comedy. And then I've heard some people didn't start headlining until they were 17, 20 years into comedy. So it's, who knows? It depends where you live too, where you're at. I think this plays a big part for sure. Like if you live in, I guess, North Dakota, I'll venture to say it's probably easy to become a headliner out there versus in New York or LA, for example. It's much harder to become a headliner there. It just takes more time. But, I don't know. Like I said, I could be wrong. That's why I'm trying to focus on me mainly. Right. I don't know when I'm going to if I may never become a headliner. I may never get good enough to become a headliner. The goal is to become that eventually as time goes on. But all I know is the only way I'm going to get there is just to work and never quit and just keep doing it over and over and over and bomb over and over and at least try to learn from every experience that I have on stage and just take that into the next show every single time. But I think I am a success in the idea that I'm doing what I want. In that regard. So based on the way you explained it, yes, I am a success because I'm doing exactly what I dreamed of doing. What my dream is now,
but that's the thing too. Like enjoy it. Like I think that's.
I'm trying.
I think you're on the right path of like I'm just enjoying it.
I'm just enjoying it now.
Yeah.
Low stakes. No one cares who I am. I actually do like that because there's gonna come a point. I was explaining this too. There's gonna come a point where the money you make at a show, you're gonna need it to pay your mortgage or your rent or pay for your car, and the show producer, whatever, booker is not going to have the money. And then you're going to have to make a decision in that moment. Do I hurt this guy or I go hustle and go get this money somewhere else? And so I think when those stakes, I'm not dealing with that. So right now it's pretty easy, So the things that I deal with in terms of people I feel don't like me or don't care for me or don't think I'm good or anything like that, that's fine. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I'm just going to keep working personally. And see what happens in the future. You never know. You never know. I don't think I'm special in any way, shape, or form. And so, maybe I have a lot of respect for the craft. It's very hard, is what I'm saying. And the likelihood that it's gonna be me that makes it, aka whatever, until that successful side of things and not just skill, I don't know. It's not likely. But I am gonna be delusional until then, and hopefully it is me. But I'm just gonna put the work in mostly. And just do that and see what happens. And see what happens. And it goes back to advice. One thing I wanted to talk about too is should you give advice? Should I be giving advice? This time I question that sometimes, but then I remember when I was 2 months in, I remember I wish somebody would have told me, hey, hold the mic like this, right? Take the mic stand, move it over here. Hey man, you should record every mic that you do so you could find the laughs. Listen to it. It's gonna be hard, by the way, hard. That's one of the hardest things to do is to record yourself and hear your voice for the first time. You're like, I sound like this? God damn. So that takes a long time to get over that. But once you get over that, you learn to listen for the laughs. Okay, remove the things that are not funny and do the things that are funny. And then you need to make some friends. It's really important. Oh, man. Gary Goldman says this. Get a person that understands you as a comic that's been seeing you for a while, so that way they have your sense of humor almost. They understand your sense of humor. And then write jokes with them, or you help each other edit. That's such a huge thing. And just talk comedy all the time. So recently, these two new guys, brand new. I'm still a new guy. You know what I'm saying? But I told them that, oh, yeah, by the way, here are some tips. Record every set. And then listen to the funny in there. And work on material. Don't just write a new set of 5 every week. How are you going to know? Are you going to just do the ones that work and that's it? Oh, well, you have to work on those. And then try to get a tight 5 as soon as you can of the best jokes, which is just a highlight reel. That's all tight 5s are. Highlight reel for 5 minutes. And try to get that, and then try to get on shows. Go to shows. Go to a professional show, a bar show, whatever, and ask the host, hey, how do I get on the show? I have 5 minutes. I'm brand new, but I have 5 minutes. And that's it. And then networking. So it's a mixture of working on your stuff and then networking. And boom, you're off and running at that point. That's all I gave him. But then I thought about it. A friend of mine was like, yeah, I wouldn't dare give advice. And he's been doing it longer than I have. And I was like, what, really? You won't even give that advice?
Doesn't want to share the knowledge.
Yeah.
Then what if you end up being funnier than me?
I don't have that mentality.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very honest. My mentor tells me stop giving advice all the time. I just lie to him and say I don't, but I do. Sorry.
We're doing it right now.
Now you know. Yeah, I just did it for anyone that wants to start comedy. I'm not giving you any of the secret sauce stuff, right? Like, whatever. But like why you can make people laugh and stuff like that. There's like a science to it. Pseudo science, kind of soft science a little bit. But that's advice. That's advice I would give. I don't tell people exactly, do this, structure your joke like this, and rule of 3 and all that. Nah, I don't talk like that. I just tell them, write every day, hit mics as often as you can, and you can is a big thing, because I can hit mics, pretty regularly, but that's me. Some people can't. So I say do it as often as you can, and then record every set and learn and edit. And make a couple buddies. It's gonna go way faster. Your development is gonna go way faster when you have a buddy you could talk to about comedy. You could bounce ideas off of, and it helps you tremendously. Even if you're all the same level, it doesn't really matter because you notice things that each other are doing. Because a lot of comedians they don't want to say anything, and I get that. But I just remember I wish that I would have had that then. So instead, I just pay it forward a little bit and say that's all I give them. It's just that. And then my boy was like, I don't think you should be giving advice. You kind of don't know what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not telling them about inflection and timing and all that and pacing. And I'm not trying to tell them all that or what's an opener, what's your closer, what's your middle. Like, I'm not trying to explain all that or nothing like that. I'm just saying the basics, like 101 stand up. If you want to get into it, is just do these basic things. And then keep doing them repetitively. And then don't quit. Don't do it. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
So you a little while ago, you triggered me on something.
Good.
And I need to know your answer here.
Okay, good. Good.
The concert in honor of Guerby's happening, and you mentioned top 5. So if you had to do rap concert in your honor, do you listen to rap music?
I'm gonna be very honest with you. Nerds, Archer. I'm not sure how you guys are feeling. I don't listen to rap like that anymore, like I used to. I'm more purely R&B now.
Oh, okay.
Damn near all R&B, and then dance hall and a lot of Afrobeat. So and K-pop. It is what it is.
Are you a weeb?
I don't think so. All my K-pop is like a year old.
Oh, okay.
So there's nothing current going on. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't do any kind of like Asian gestures from an anime to me today.
No, I don't do things like that. I don't.
Like you didn't come out of the car just go like, hey.
No, I don't do that. I don't go to Asian events to meet. I don't do that. That's weird.
All right, so it's funny. This is actually a date question. I
okay, good.
So spoiler alert if you've never been on a date with me and you're watching this. So 5 artists to do a concert in your honor.
Oh, okay, I already
dead
have
or
it.
alive.
Dead or alive. I already know. I don't want Michael Jackson there, although because he's just too much. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. He's too famous. Like, who's gonna pay him? How much is it gonna cost? Anyway, but if I could have my dream, I wouldn't want him there. I want him in attendance, but I don't want him to perform.
You want him to watch?
I want him to just watch.
Like watch with you or be in the audience?
No. I want him to be very far away from me. I don't want to be I don't want to ever meet. I'm glad he's dead. Okay, this is horrible to say, but
I know what you mean.
I never want to meet my hero. Like he was my hero. I would never want to meet, just in case he's like weird. And they'd be like, oh,
strong possibility.
He's weird, you know. And now
very strong possibility.
It destroys everything I know about him. So I don't want to meet any of my heroes. Technically, even in comedy, I don't want, like, my favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle. I don't ever want to meet Dave Chappelle, like ever. You know, I want to be like, I see him and be like, oh, okay, you know, like one of those. Like, I see your thing, you're doing your thing, big boy, and then keep it moving. But I don't ever want to be like, hey, give me some like I want some advice or shake his hand or anything like. I don't want to do that. I just want to kind of acknowledge that. Okay, I see you, boy. Keep doing your thing and keep it moving.
So Dave and Michael Jackson are watching this concert in your honor.
Dave is not watching. Dave doesn't know who I am, so it doesn't matter. But the artists will be very simple. I'm gonna tell you all the artists I'm currently listening to, because, but Michael, he is dead. I would want him in the audience.
Yeah.
Now performing, I gotta put the lady beater in there. Chris Brown. I got lady, not ladies. Okay,
right,
so
singular.
And so I got to put him in there. He's fantastic. His album Indigo is I'm still listening to it, Chris. I mean, like it's fire. It's just fire. It's a lot of dope songs. He's being introspective. He's talking about some of the girls, you know, the things that Chris Brown light-skinned dudes sing about all the time. Just
us light-skinned guys get very emotional.
Very emotional. Like I'm dark-skinned with light-skinned tendencies. Like that's a Charlamagne quote, but that's true for me too. Like I'm really who else? Tory Lanez right now. Oh, he has to perform. I'll probably have it. See, the thing is,
you're gonna have a lot of ladies at this show.
Oh, what? What do you mean? Why would I not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you not want women there? This is weird. Like, all my friends that are coming to this concert, why would I not make sure there's ladies there? That doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna make it into a sausage fest. That doesn't make any sense. The only sausages I want on stage are these guys. That's it. Other than that, all the crowd, I just want it to be full of women. And Chris has fans that's grown with him.
Yeah.
So they're grown-ass women now, you know, so it's awesome. So you're going to get all types of age ranges. Of course, the young boy, Tory Lanez. I got to get right now, I'm forgetting one of the names right now. I got to get Neo on there. I'm loving Neo right now.
Is Neo making new music?
Yes, he does. He does, yeah. He put up some stuff recently.
No offense, Neo, if you're
Good
watching
Man.
this,
Good Man album, fantastic. He has this dude named Eric Bellinger. Check him out. He's fire too. I'm really into R&B. I don't know why I'm so into R&B all of a sudden, but maybe because I'm getting older, I don't really care about rap anymore. But yeah, fantastic, Eric Bellinger. I wouldn't have him perform either. He's brand new, but he's fire though. He's dope. He's not. He hasn't earned my seal of approval to perform right now. So Neo has to be on it because I'm listening crazy. Bryson Tiller. Gotta perform. I gotta have him on there. You know what's weird about Bryson? Bryson's dark skin, but he sings like a light skinned dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, but he sings like gangster too. It's like gangster stuff. Like, he has a song. It's hilarious where he's talking about a girl being his ride or die, you know, and was she willing to pull it for him? You know what I'm saying? Pop a couple people, get shot. You know, it's called Set Off. It's fire, by the way. Anyway, that's neat to the point. And then lastly, the last performer I would want, man, I got to think about this, because these are the four guys I'm currently listening to a lot right now. There's these four guys.
And it could be dead or alive, too.
Dead or alive, yeah, I did. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah. Let's go, maybe make it a dead man. Dead.
I mean, well, technically, Michael Jackson's in your audience.
Yeah, he's in the audience. He's not performing, though. It's too crazy. Yeah. He's going to overshadow everybody. It doesn't make any sense. I will take Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye. That man can sing, man. Like, his ass off. Like, legit. If his dad didn't shoot him in the face, I mean, he'd probably
That's how he died?
Yeah. Oh, you don't know?
No.
Really? You don't know this? Okay, it's conspiracy theorists. For all the conspiracy theorists out there, there was supposedly his father shot his son because he thought his son went over to the dark side of things, of the industry.
Wow.
So he killed him.
Wow.
That's the conspiracy. Now, what actually happened, I have no idea. But that's how he died, essentially. His father shot him.
Wow.
And for whatever reason, maybe money, who knows what the surface story was. Money, women, who knows. typical stuff.
Yeah.
Bad relationship. They just didn't like each other. Who knows? But it's a sad situation. But Marvin Gaye, I would love to have Marvin Gaye at the show. And he'll close out the show, of course, obviously. Because, you know, at the end of the night, I don't want the ladies wanting to be dancing and all tired. I want them to be like, they want some sexual healing at the end of the night, you know? So, yeah, that's the mindset, baby. So those are my 5 right there. Yeah, like definitely. That. Yeah.
That is, I like that your concert does have like a theme to it almost.
Yeah.
And it's you know, the same audience for one could be into the next thing and not realize they like that person.
Oh, yeah, no question.
And it just flows.
Oh, no question. Yeah.
You're way better at this than I
am. The idea is that I want women to enjoy themselves. I want them to be in a good mood because this is a little tip for these guys out here. If there's some ladies that watch the show, too. Okay, for the lady nerds, right? Agree, disagree in the comments. Tell me, let me know if this is true. They mentally have to be in it. For their bodies to be in it. So when you put them in that kind of environment with all these 5 dudes, these legends that are making, some of them is a legend, already legends already. They're just not with us anymore. It's just like you put them in the mood, you know, with that kind of music. And so I want all the ladies there to enjoy themselves. There's guys in there that's gonna bring dance hall. You know, there's guys in there. Chris Brown, he's gonna make you dance. Bryson Tiller's gonna talk about some real ish, and Neo has everything essentially. He's fantastic. He'll be the feature, of course. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, everybody else. But it has to go to Neo to Marvin Gaye, you know, because Neo talks to the ladies, man. He talks to their souls. And Marvin Gaye is just, oh, man, he's just going to serenade the ladies. And so once you mentally right, a girl's ready to go physically. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's how you got to get them in the mood, baby. You got to get them in the mood, man. Don't just rip their panties off and, you know, start trying to throw it in there. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can take your time. Talk dirty to her a little bit, you know. Put on some Marvin Gaye. It's nice, man. It's nice. This is a little bit of advice. You don't have to take it. It's bad advice.
So I'm thinking that all the ladies who would have maybe been dragged to my 5 show are going to be at yours.
Yes, for sure.
So we should we should have them at like the same time.
Yes.
So like the guys can drop the ladies off at your show.
Right. What's your 5?
So my 5, not as well planned out, because my 5 changes a lot.
Yeah. Right? Okay.
There's a couple that are like they have to be there.
Okay.
And then there's other spots that move.
Right. Okay.
So off the bat, Led Zeppelin has to be there.
Okay.
Because that is not necessarily my favorite band all time.
Right.
But I think they are one of the best live performing bands all time.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So like their Live at Madison Square Garden DVD is like my favorite concert DVD to watch.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So Zeppelin's there.
Okay.
Prince is there.
Prince. Woo! Oh,
Prince has to be there.
He was close. Prince was close.
I don't think Prince is allowed to not be the closer. I would try my best to not let him be the closer.
I don't know who you're gonna put after Prince.
Yeah. So all right. So we have Led Zeppelin and Prince.
Okay.
And then we have. This is where it gets kind of messy. Action Bronson's there.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Really?
Yeah. I'll come back.
Okay. Let's
Action Bronson's on there.
You need to explain that.
Donald Glover's probably there.
Oh, yeah, my boy Donald. I listen to a lot of Donald too. Damn. I listen to a lot of my man Childish Gambino is the artist. Donald Glover is his government name. Oh yeah. Okay. Continue.
So he's there currently.
Oh yeah. He's. Right? Oh, I love him. Yes, he's awesome.
So number 5. This is where it jumps around a lot.
Okay.
Right. If I do this show in Massachusetts, right, then Massachusetts' own Bury Your Dead. It's a hardcore band.
Okay.
They are one of the reasons I moved to Massachusetts.
Okay.
Because I love them as a band.
Okay.
And I was like, if I move to Boston, I'm seeing them like every week.
Right.
They broke up when I moved here. Now they've since gotten back together.
Right.
Not consistently.
Right.
They just released an album really short.
Right.
One of the most fun concerts ever.
Right.
And Matt, the lead singer.
Right.
He's the type of guy that like you're in the audience.
Right.
And like he's like walking the audience.
Whoa.
And like shooting the shit with you as like the other people are performing.
Wow.
And then like when they go on stage, he wants you at the stage.
Whoa.
Like he's singing like maybe a quarter of the lyrics.
Right.
And he's to everybody.
Okay.
So like the opener, like those of you who've been watching this channel for a long time, my previous intro was me front with Matt and he's like giving me the mic. So they always get like top respect.
Okay.
Now, the reason I chose Bronson, Gambino, also Bury Your Dead.
Yeah.
I actually want to meet the heroes.
Oh, okay.
But here's why.
Okay.
Not necessarily because I think they might disappoint me or not.
Right.
But I think for them, I actually liked their music because of their interviews.
Okay.
So, like, I had, for example, I'd seen Action Bronson on, like, the Double XL freshman class. Right. But I never listened to him.
Right.
And then he was on Hot 97.
Right.
And I was like, I actually want to hang out with this dude.
Yeah.
Like, just in talking.
Right.
Same thing with Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Like, I knew of Donald Glover.
Right.
And I always think of Mouth-Faced Video Game from College Humor.
Yeah, College Humor. Yeah.
So I knew him from that.
Real fan over here, baby.
Yeah,
that's a real fan.
I'm also just old. So.
Well, that's way back.
We were because the internet. Like that's
that was.
That's
true.
You used to go to your friend's house,
right?
Who like had that second phone line,
right?
Because you can be there during the day and watch the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, there's that.
Wow.
So Gambino and Bronson are two guys that I'm like, I actually want to just hang out with.
Wow. Okay.
I just so happen to also like their music now.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
There was a rapper that was out of Atlanta, called Pastor,
right?
Or Father. They might be two. That actually might be two different people.
Okay, yeah.
It might be Father. Whichever one used to hang out with I Love McConan, if you remember that guy.
No, I don't know. No.
What was it? I don't sell Molly no more. I got the. I'll show you later.
Yeah, show me later.
He actually retired from rap for whatever reason.
Good.
After like 2 years.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So he was like in that group.
Right.
And he was on also Hot 97.
Right.
And he's talking about like anime and shit. And they're like, what is like, what do you like use to motivate whatever? He's like, I'm motivated by like, reading manga and watching Naruto, like that kind of interview.
Naruto is real though.
So I'm like, oh wow, like this is dope.
Yeah.
Now he's an example where I listened to the music and I was like, But I was like, this is a dude
like
I
the
hang
guy.
out.
Yeah, you like the guy.
Like he could be here.
Yeah.
And like we would all get along.
We'll all get
that
along.
kind.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Bronson, like Bronson reminds me of a lot of my friends.
Right.
Because he's from Queens.
Right.
I got friends from Queens.
Oh yeah, you're from New York.
I'm from New York. Yeah. So like, talking about I'm gonna drop kick you like Marty Jannetty.
Right.
I'm like, that's some shit that we would say.
Right.
Like throwing in wrestling references.
Right.
Donald Glover, I just think, as a whole, that's who I aspire to be. Because not only is he just a jack of all trades,
right.
He's a master of all of them.
Yeah, he might be the most talented person, other than Wayne Brady, outside of Wayne Brady, the most talented person on the planet.
Yeah. And he makes his own lane.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I think I watch the most.
That's true.
Love
Donald. Love Donald. He's tremendous.
And it's cheesy because it's also like that moment of like, you're like watching us on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Yeah. I want to talk about Childish a little bit. Now that you brought him up. Childish is by far, in terms of, like, I like some of the guys I mentioned, for sure, because they're currently what I'm listening to a lot. I'm not listening to a lot of Gambino because Gambino's, he hasn't put out some new stuff in a while, and Guava, he had a movie out on Prime. That's Guava. That was okay. I mean,
I wasn't a big fan.
It was okay. I didn't like that it was a musical.
Yeah, I don't like musicals.
I hate musicals, to be honest with you. High School Musical ruined all musicals for me, to be honest with you. And Rent was stupid. Sad. Everybody has AIDS. I get it. But
great song in Team America.
Yeah, but that's about it. I didn't care about it. But Gambino is one of those guys that his music speaks to me. Yeah, we're very similar in terms of things that he thinks about, in terms of relationships, family, success, succeeding, not succeeding. He really is. He's a different type of guy. And when I hear that he's retiring Gambino. It's like, damn it, man. No, don't want. But I don't want. See, some fans are like, give us one more album. No. I want him to keep going because he speaks to me in a way that I didn't think about. Like, even going back to like Freaks and Geeks, right? A lot of his people like Camp. A lot of people didn't like Camp. I love Camp. Yeah. Because I remember being that age in college thinking like that. Yeah. About girls and myself, and I'm a nerdy black dude. Yeah. And black people don't really care for me because of that. Yeah.
And you're not dressing like a black guy.
You don't dress like a black. Well, I do dress black. That's the weird. That's where we diverge. That I dress like a complete N-word, no question. No N-words on this podcast.
Yeah.
I dress like a complete N-word. That's no question. I dress like I rob people all the time. But I do not talk like that, and I do not act like that.
Right.
And so for me, he's one of those artists that he is. I don't know. It's unfortunate because I feel like in terms of impact, he doesn't have the impact. I mean, of course, This Is America blew up.
Right.
And now everybody loves him as Childish Gambino after that.
Which always, it sucks that when the person you like gets big.
Right. Because then they wasn't here for,
Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, for Freaks and Geeks. They wasn't here for Camp. They wasn't here for one of my favorite songs, Oakland. They wasn't here for
amazing song.
Because of the internet. Like, they wasn't here for all that.
Yeah.
Or Kawhi. I love Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't here for all that, but they're here for now this. And everything.
And they swear they've been with him from the jump.
No, they wasn't. I was messing with Childish Gambino since 2003.
I got your back. We can do this.
Yeah, 2005. Yeah, hold up. And the crazy thing is, I was like, because he was on the radio, and I was like, what? Who is this dude? I love this song. I hear it every time. I don't know who this is. So one day I went on the internet because I had it, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. Let me put the song in 2005. And I'm like, Childish Gambino. What the hell is a Childish Gambino? What the hell is this? What am I doing? And then I was like, whatever, because of the internet. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to, pirate this. Sorry, Gambino. I decided to pirate it, and I listened to the whole I was like, yo,
I think he would get it.
He gets it because of the internet. Fire. I was like, oh, this dude is like, he can rap and he can sing.
Yeah.
But he can really rap.
Yeah.
Like, legit can rap. Like, it's not like some of these dudes out here that they're really just singers. They're pretending to rap. Yeah. Or these guys are rappers, and they're okay rappers, but they're really good singers. That's not the case here. He can really rap. And he can really sing, too. He doesn't have all the vocal ability to sing, but in terms of technically, he can sing his ass off. And he's just super mucho. Man, I love Childish Gambino. I might have to take somebody off that 4.
Slide him in there
and just have him as a guest spot,
So I was
because he's tremendous, yeah.
So before we go into
Power Rangers,
it's more so I wore my I don't know what you call those hats, like the Russian hat, whatever, the one that has the flaps.
Oh yeah, okay. You just call them Russian hats.
Yeah. So I wore that to pick a side once.
Okay, yeah.
And I think Rick actually came up to me and was like. He's like, oh, I like you doing like the Gambino thing. And I was like, I don't know. I like the hat.
Right.
But then I was like, oh, fun fact about Gambino.
Yeah.
The album, Because the Internet. Yeah. All those songs he wrote not as himself.
Yeah.
From the point of view of Jaden Smith.
Yes. Yep.
And I was like, shit. A lot of those songs now make more sense. Yeah. Because of that.
Real fan right here. Yeah. Yep. There's actually a story attached, a screenwrite that's attached to Because of the Internet. Yeah. Where he's talking about the boy and things like that too. Yeah. And there's a lot of fan theories out there. What's going on? Is he an alien? All this other stuff. Anyway, I don't need to get into that. Let's just move on for that because that guy's like an hour conversation alone just on the Because of the Internet.
Oh yeah, we're into an hour now.
Right.
So and you got to get to this party.
Yes.
And I got to make sure this episode gets up for you.
I don't care about the party, but he will. Hopefully, he doesn't see this. I don't. I really don't.
I hope all of them see this.
I don't care. The nerds I care about, new fans I care about, but in terms of my boy asking me to come to his party, whatever, I don't care. Now it's morphing time. Let's talk about love Childish Gambino. Of course, he's one of the most talented outside of Wayne Brady. I think Wayne Brady has him a little bit, just by like this much.
We'll have to talk about that on a different episode.
Because Wayne Brady can sing like legit, sing like and dance. Better than Gambino. That's the only thing he's better than Gambino. Everything else, I think, Childish got him on. But the singing and the dancing, Wayne is professional. Anyway, morphing time. Okay.
Oh, random prediction. I bet Donald Glover plays Sammy Davis Jr. in a movie. That just came to me for some reason.
No, it won't happen. I don't think it will happen.
You don't think so?
Sammy Davis was a weird guy, man.
I just feel like he would get picked into that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think he looks like him either. I mean, it's not about looking like somebody exactly. Yeah. So maybe
I don't know. Because I feel like at some point somebody's going to try to make a Rat Pack movie, and I think they're going to try to draft.
Why haven't they made a Rat Pack movie?
They probably have tried to.
It's one of those. Yeah, production hell type of thing.
All right, so let's morph. All right,
okay, let's morph.
We'll end it on this.
Okay, end it on this.
All right, so you wanted to talk Power Rangers.
Okay, Power Rangers. Okay, right. This is a nerd podcast. We got to talk about nerdy shit.
Yeah,
always. Have you checked out Fire Force and Demon Slayer?
No. It's on my list. It's on my list.
That was 2 weeks ago, nerds.
That was
2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to check in, and then now...
I actually, for a second, I was like, "What? I've never heard of that season of Power Rangers." Can you tell me that wouldn't be the name of a season of Power Rangers? Either one of those?
Listen, okay, so I'm going to tell you about Power Rangers. Okay, so this is the story about Power Rangers. A couple years ago, right, I decided to do something insane. I decided that, you know what, nostalgia is hitting me really hard. I saw a clip of Power Rangers, the originals. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh,
Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin. And I was like, you know what? I think all these are up on Netflix right now. All the Power Rangers are on Netflix. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to watch every season of Power Rangers till current day at the time. This was like 3 years ago. And I couldn't get into Galaxy or in space. I couldn't do it. I just lost.
Was that Lost Galaxy?
No, it was in space, then Lost Galaxy. That's how it goes.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I know because I went through the whole thing. And I just went on Wikipedia and just read like the stories, like the plots and stuff for the rest of the seasons instead of watching them. Because this is the thing, right? I love Power Rangers. It's a horrible show, like in every facet of the imagination. Like, it's very bad. The films, I'd never seen Turbo. I hear Turbo is trash. The original Power Rangers, though, when they're in the ninjas and stuff like that, that's decent. That's actually a good film. I still like it. I recently saw that. That's still a good movie. It looks terrible. It aged poorly. The CGI is awful. It looks like Play-Doh, but like glassy, like plastic Play-Doh, like very waxy. Everything looks really wax. It's disgusting. But still a good film.
It's ooze.
It's ooze, I guess. But it looked better then. It looked like real ooze then. Yeah. It doesn't look like ooze now. It looks something. Anyway, not healthy. It looks very unhealthy. But I will say this. So I did that, and I got the first original Spider. I think Mighty Morphin's like 4 seasons straight. Mm-hmm. I did not remember that. I was not expecting that. I thought it was going to be like 1 season, 2 seasons, like the rest. It has the most seasons, clearly. Yeah. And it is awful. It is pretty bad, man. The fighting is awful. No one is as cool as I remember. Jason is a weirdo. Yeah. He's probably an incel, to be honest with you, Jason. He's probably an incel.
He's also like 40 on that show.
He's the oldest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people don't know about Jason. He was actually the only adult on set. Yeah. Other than the production and people and stuff like that, and the director and stuff like that. But he was very old. Everybody was super young. Now, I'll say this about Tommy. Handsome. Wow. When he showed, it's like, oh, I get it now. I forgot how handsome he was.
So were you Team Tommy over Team Jason?
No, I was Jason all the way.
Oh.
I did not appreciate Tommy coming out of nowhere with his pretty ass and taking over. I did not appreciate that. I get why they shifted over to the Green Ranger, to Tommy. I get it. But I just feel like it was shoehorned in. I feel like it was just out of nowhere. It was like this kid, he's very wonderful looking. But why is he in here? The leader is Jason. He's the leader. He's the Red Ranger. He's the leader. Like, we know this. Yeah. There's actually episodes where I did watch individual episodes where it's all the Red Rangers. Yeah. From the past.
Yeah, Forever Red.
Yeah, Forever Red. Yes, it's tremendous. Stupid plot. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, silly.
Stupid.
Oh, and the graphics, because they were on Mars. Right. And all they did was shoot in the desert and add, like, this red filter. Yeah. To make it look like it was Mars.
It was bad. Yeah. It was very bad. But it was awesome. I actually like you know what's actually interesting thing you should do, nerds, if you ever get a chance? Watch the episodes where the Rangers transition from one end. Like, space into galaxy is actually really cool. Because at the end of space, it's actually gets... Because space is really interesting, actually, to be honest. Because I did watch space. There's like these... They get like these Power Rangers. They're very cool looking though. They look better than almost any Power Rangers I've ever seen. They have like real suits on, like from like the movie. Like they have like real suits on, but they're bad guys. They're awesome looking, but it's kind of bullcrap the way they beat them. Anyway, that's not the point. But those episodes where the old Power Rangers from other Power Rangers come together, those episodes are actually pretty incredible. Like, they do a good job with those. Saban, you suck with everything else.
Oh, so you Saban?
Saban.
I gotcha. I didn't know if you
call him Saban, but for
no, I didn't know if you meant the
creator.
Sword.
And by the way, I'm gonna break a lot of hearts here. Maybe people know this. All the images you see of the Rangers in suits are not Americans. I hope everybody knows that. It's all done in Japan. I think
it's Super Sentai footage.
It's Super Sentai footage, right? And this is where he took He wanted, and Saban, for whatever, he wanted to create a violent TV show for kids. Why? Most likely a pedophile. Let's be honest, right? This is strange, right? I didn't understand what he was thinking, but it worked. It worked. And Power Rangers is still going on till this day.
I don't know how.
They're obviously, kids love them still to this day.
I'm telling you, it ain't kids.
It's not kids?
I'm really...
You think it's kids our age watching...
Yeah. So, Power Rangers got a resurgence in the Legacy release. And the Legacy release was when they re-released, like, the morphers, the weapons, all that stuff.
Okay.
And that's what put the Green Ranger back on the map.
Right.
Because that dude, Jason David Frank, was, at the time, he created a clothing line, Jesus Didn't Tap.
Right.
He was known as Green Ranger, but was like,
Yeah.
And that was it. He was kind of like, and he tried to do MMA.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Didn't go.
So, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, wow, it's the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers. Let's release the Dragon Dagger and the Morpher. Wow. So, they released these die-cast, like, good quality stuff. Like, I have them.
Yeah.
And it's like all of us adults who were not able to buy that stuff as kids.
Right.
We're like, oh, shit.
We're buying this shit now.
But imagine if I can get the Green Ranger to sign it. And he started doing the touring of the Comic-Cons.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
And he was a side table guy.
Yeah.
And then all of that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden more money comes in, more money comes in. Now the poor dude is, he's got a Rolex on.
Oh, wow.
Now he's driving a Benz. Like, it blows up. So all of that, I think, gave Power Rangers one last push.
And so...
Because then they came out with now the nerd's going to get mad and write in the comments. What was the one where the Megaforce?
Megaforce, okay.
Yeah, they came out with Megaforce.
I remember Megaforce.
And that was supposed to be now it's the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
Let's get all the
Rangers back. Well,
terrible episode.
Disgusting. I seen that.
Yeah.
I watched all the mixing. Yeah, it's horrible. It's awful. It doesn't make any sense.
I think that's what got it back, and I think it's adults that are keeping that going.
Yeah, because David Frick came back as a Ranger. Yeah. As the black dinosaur.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, on that episode, they had in the crowd running to fight the bad guys.
Right.
You had the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Black Dino Ranger, and the Red Turbo Ranger.
Oh.
And I'm like, you have him there 4 times.
Oh.
But then they were like, oh no, the red Turbo Ranger was actually the black guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The first Red Ranger, Black Ranger, and there's technically 2, there might be 3 black Red Rangers. One, I'm not sure if
one dude was like Samoan.
He's Samoan. Okay, so he doesn't count. That counts?
Yeah.
Because that's why I say 3.
If all I'm saying is if this was like 17 whatever, and
SPD,
a bunch of dudes walked up on you,
Turbo.
Would they arrest you and everybody else?
Yes, he would get arrested.
The Samoan would have been arrested.
Yeah, he would have arrested. So Ninja Storm, Red Ranger, SPD, which is one of the best seasons. By the way, I did watch SPD on its own. I skipped Galaxy because Galaxy is awful. Like it makes no sense. It's like, why is it's so bad. It's so bad. And Space was like cool. Like Space was like, I enjoyed Space. It was not. It doesn't get good. Well, actually, after Galaxy is when it starts to get good again. But at that point, I was already done by the end of Space. And when I started doing, because I was trying to do a whole binge thing, which was a bad idea. I should have taken like months, like in between every season, and then that would have been fine for me. I would have been able to congest it all. But because I tried to binge the whole thing straight through, it's just like, my brain is melting. Galaxy is awful. It's one of the worst ones ever. Space is one of the best ones. SPD is one of the best ones. I did watch that. But anyway, and of course, Turbo was pretty bad too. It's not really good. It's pretty bad too.
I just like the morphing in that.
The morphing is the coolest.
Yeah.
I think.
Especially when they say, shift to the turbo.
Yeah, shift to the turbo. But I will say this. I'm not going to lie. The Zeo morphs are the best.
I couldn't get into that.
With the shapes, I love that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't know why. I never liked that.
That's still the best to me. That's still the best morphing I've seen.
It's dope. I give you that. It is dope.
It's the best. It's clean, and it's not like really CGI. It's like literally like practical effects. Like they're really doing that, and they just put a little visual on things with the shapes. It's still fire to me. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah, lots of people love Zeo, and
Zeo is awesome.
I always go Mighty Morphin. I skip Zeo. I go straight Turbo.
Really?
Yeah.
Zeo's good, man. Okay, I'm lying. It's not good.
It might have been the visuals.
When you get to Space, yeah.
And they also cinematically changed like how it was shot.
Yes,
they went from Mighty Morphin to Zeo.
Yes,
maybe
they did. Yeah, they made a conscious effort because Mighty Morphin looks awful.
Yeah,
it's
really
bad.
Pieced together. Like they didn't give it a chance.
I don't think they was expecting it to actually be popular in any way. I think Saban. Yeah. I think all he wanted was he think like, okay, he has a ton of Japanese footage of this Japanese show that's actually, it's not even Mighty Morphin, it's just
Super Sentai.
And it's like, because you understand, in Japan, shows like that are adults watch them.
Yes.
So they have adult themes. People are dealing with getting raped, killed, murder, all that type of drugs, you know, whatever. It's Super Sentai is not for kids at all. And that's why it's so violent. So he's like, okay, I have an idea. There's a ton of this footage that I can get from them. They don't give a fuck. For whatever reason, they don't care that this random American guy want to use their footage. So he decides, you know what? What if I put this teenage spin to him? By the way, Super Sentai, none of them are children. They're all adults. And it's very serious crap they're dealing with.
Yellow Ranger's a guy.
Yeah. Right, it's a dude. Right, right. By the way, they did shoot some scenes with them in their suits, like in America, but the fighting, all that's all little tiny.
And that's why that looks different.
That looks very different. If you watch the Yellow Ranger, for example, gets really muscular in certain scenes. Yeah, I don't know where. I did not notice that as a kid. I just like, wow, she's amazing. But anyway. So I stopped and then I watched some of the fusion shows where they bring the previous episode and of course as you get along, when you get to like the 20s, they start bringing from the past, from the originals. So it's cool. Like I love the Power Rangers still. I did not enjoy that. I will never continue that ever. I will not start at Galaxy. Galaxy is awful. I want to continue it just to say I finished it all, but I can't. Galaxy is. It's awful. It's really, really bad. The acting is bad. The plot is bad. The bad guys are stupid as hell. It's just awful. Space is so much better. Space is like cool and there's like backstories of all the characters. The Red Ranger is probably the best Red Ranger, I think, in my opinion, in space. Whatever. People could disagree. Of course, most people say Jason because he's the original, but nah, he's awesome. And he's the leader. But he's like really introspective and he like cares, but he's also not human. He's not from our galaxy, so that's really cool that he takes over the group and people. It's dope. It's a dope storyline. Anyway.
So all right. So before we wrap it, and do your final plugs because they have to know where to see you.
Okay.
Tonight.
Again. Oh yeah, I did find it.
Did you like the movie that came out like 5 years ago?
What movie came out 5 years ago? Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
There was another one. There was a third.
Yeah, the one that was like a remake.
They remade one. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this for a moment. Okay, I watched it. Of course, I'm a huge Power Ranger fan. I know. I almost know too much about him, to be honest with you. Because I read every synopsis of all the seasons, except for the recent. Well, I don't know what's going on now. I don't care anymore.
Actually, now they have a Black Red Ranger leader.
A new one? Yeah. Okay, I might have to watch.
He has an afro.
Okay, I don't like that. Okay, never mind. I'm not excited anymore. That's very disgusting. And does he say yo and what's up? And
I don't know. I don't think they would do that. I think they would Carlton him.
The history of Power Rangers is not great with the Black Rangers.
But he doesn't look like Turbo Black Ranger leader, like that dude.
He was very clean cut.
Yeah, but he also like kind of was like rough.
Yeah,
some
angry.
Like he looked like he could mess you up.
Yeah, he was
muscular.
Yeah, he was actually. This guy, not like that.
He looks more like Miles Morales.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, cool.
All right, so what do you got in
the movie? The movie. Okay. So there was a fan movie. They said, "What if
which
you
was
made?"
Awesome.
Which was great. What if Power Rangers was rated R?
Yeah. It was too violent, and they pulled it off YouTube.
By the way, that's the Power Ranger that needs to be made.
Yes.
If we're being honest.
Yes.
If what you're saying is true, is that adults are the reason why Power Rangers is still popular.
Yeah.
It's still being watched.
Yeah.
They need to make a rated R film.
Yeah.
And make it a 3-parter. Mm-hmm. Because ultimately, I really believe this. That little fan thing prove the fact that Power Rangers needs to get out of the children. It's not a children's story. Like Super Sentai, it's not it's not for children. It's really not. We just added children and adult actors and we told them they were teenagers and that's what we did. And made everything so kiddie and laughy and funny and comedic and stuff like that. But it's not really like that. They're really trying to save the world all the time. And the bad guys in those films are evil, like legitimately evil. Now, we dub them and we make them sound all corny and stupid and stuff like that. And but it is what it is. But I will say this. The film I enjoyed visually. Visually, it stimulated me. I didn't like the gold monster at the end. That was
Goldar.
Oh my god, that was I'm not going to lie to you, that pissed me off cuz it's like, okay, why make him the same? Why like and then he's not even in the film actually. He just decides to just make him into this grow, and then it's like, why are we doing this right now? It's so stupid. Like anyway, whatever. That was horrible. But I did love it visually. I thought it was awesome. The suits were pretty cool. I didn't like the glitter. I don't know what's up with the glitter stuff that was going on there. I didn't really get that. Of course, one of my favorite actors played Zordon.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston was amazing. I wish he actually made Zordon legit. I thought that was actually a really good depiction of Zordon. I don't like the backstory that he was a ranger. I don't like that bullshit. That's cool, whatever. I guess if you want to do that, I don't like they trying to throw things in there that doesn't make any sense. Because in the original, he's just an entity that just exists.
Yes. Yeah.
He's not this former whatever Power Ranger. I don't like that. And then it turns out whatever her name is, Rita is a former Ranger too. She's the Green Ranger. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? I guess Hollywood always does things like this. But this is the thing, like, you have two movies that exist where they stay canon for the most part. And it's pretty fine. Now you create a film, and it was supposed to be, I guess, another part to that film.
Yeah.
But it didn't do well enough, so it's done. It's done. It's no goat. It's no mas. But I liked it visually. I didn't like any of the characters, to be honest with you. None of them were likable. The Black Ranger being a nerdy Blue Ranger pissed me off. I didn't like that. They should have just kept it the same, in my opinion. Very stereotypical characters. Nothing deep about any of them. The only thing that was interesting was the Red Ranger, I think, with him dealing with getting in trouble with the drunk driving and stuff like that. I thought that was okay. That's more a little too adult, in my opinion, because most kids in that situation wouldn't get in that much trouble and then get sent to another school. And one thing I did like that was very interesting. Them progressing towards becoming Rangers, I actually did like that. I thought that was a real depiction. In the TV show, they don't have time for that to develop that.
They just go for it.
These guys are just superhuman immediately. But I like the fact they show how superhuman they are in their real life. They're not just normal teenagers when their suits are off. They're super when the suits are off too. And I like that. That was a little stolen of a little bit of Spider-Man. The original Spider-Man,
right.
when he wakes up and he's like, oh, look at all these muscles. I didn't like that, but maybe they were paying an homage, maybe. But I like that aspect of it. That's more realistic, that they wouldn't be able to just transform right away. That it would take time. I don't like the fact that once they did transform, they got a handle of it really immediately. I didn't like that part of it because whatever. Why build it up towards that? Anyway. And I didn't like the whole, we're not going to show what the Rangers look like until the very end of the film, basically. And I didn't like that either. I thought that was cornballs. I did not like that at all. I like the transformations. I thought it was a little bit much, though. I thought it was a little much. You got to understand, nostalgia is playing into it.
It always does.
And so I like the red background with the fuzz.
Yeah.
And then the Power Ranger with the thing. I like the stones. Actually, I thought that was interesting.
That was
the
cool.
Power stones. I like that. That's better than just coins. I never understood coins. I don't understand what that means. The coins don't even make any sense to me.
Yeah, but it's legendary.
Yeah, but it is legend. Well, we accept it for what it is. Actually, most Power Rangers have the coin in them. Yeah. Most transforming things, whatever, morphers. But yeah, I thought the film was visually nice. I hated the film overall. I didn't like Rita. Rita was stupid. Why are you making a beautiful woman into an ugly woman? Why are we Hollywood obsessed with doing that? Just get an average woman and have her play Rita.
She was the only one acting in that movie to me. But we can go on for hours on this one. We'll say, we'll save that for another episode.
Visually stunning film. Everything else poops.
So why don't you remind everybody again where we're gonna? Well, so you have the show tonight.
Okay,
but did you find the Connecticut one?
Yes. All okay, right. So the Connecticut. Why did it clip off? Oh my gosh!
I think my internet went out. So
okay, no problem. No problem. We have no issues. It's called. Okay, Tell me what that says, please.
It's Godfather team.
Yes, yeah. I don't know. It's like Italian. Capaci? Yeah.
Oh, comedy at Carleone's.
Yes. That's where I'm going to be at next Friday.
103 Union Street, Wilmanatic, Connecticut.
Yeah, it's at 9 o'clock. It's going to go 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, you're on the docket there.
Yeah, 10:30. It's going to come out, support. My boy, it's hosted by Kristen Logan. She's wonderful, by the way. She's hilarious. Sean Duffy, Sean Connolly, me.
Oh, wow.
Marie Connolly, she's hilarious, too. And I think Jimmy Cash is going to be headlining, and then Brandon Valley, you know. So it's going to be dope, man. It's going to be a dope lineup. I think we're going to absolutely destroy that bitch, to be honest with you. It's a great lineup. And come to the Comedy Studio this Sunday or tonight by the time this gets out. And, support. And, by the way, get Saturday... Sackerton. Get Sadly Sackerton by Rob Creed. Excellent. Came out yesterday. Get it now at www.deadandmellow.com/DL. Does I say mellow? Let me just make sure that I'm saying that right. Dead and Mellow.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure. And so get that. And then Zenobia Del Mar, her album is coming out on the 12th of March. Go check that out. It's called Reckless with the Truth. Check her out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Archer, for inviting me. I'm the first guest, baby. So I'm really excited. Nerds, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching the last video where I was just talking. I appreciated that. And I'll be reading the comments tonight.
Yeah.
About all the things I said wrong. And
but it's good conversation.
I'm gonna cry a little bit probably. Some things gonna be said that would really mean. No, I'm joking.
No. And of course, you know. So Guerby's going to share this on all his social media. I shared on my social media.
Will,
but definitely. You guys should share on your social media if you enjoy
right.
these conversations, especially these longer formed episodes.
Yeah.
These are truly the podcast episodes.
Yeah, great.
But, so I want to thank Guerby for being here. I want to thank you guys for being here. Support him. Support local comedy. Yeah. Support your friends. Support your family. Maybe not your family if you like them. I don't know. But you've been watching another episode of Hey Archer. I didn't even check to see what number it was. But like, comment, subscribe, and of course, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.